Hey, this is Adam. We've got a great show lined up for you this week. It includes guest host Ray Brito. He's the Gallows Humor podcast host, as well as he's emceeing for stand-up comedy at Old School Pizza. Before we get to the podcast, I'd like you to take a minute and listen to a story about Marley. She's a 14-year-old girl, and she really needs our help. If any listener is able to help, even $1 is helpful. So if any of you guys are able to help, please donate. Check out the show notes. Check out our Facebook page. You'll be able to see the links all over those places. As always, thanks for listening. This is a dual podcast broadcast for both Living Podcariously and our second podcast, The Twisted 10. Occasionally on our podcasts, we try to give back to the community a little bit and to some friends and family that sometimes are in need. Something was brought to our attention not too long ago from, actually, ironically, through my former stepdaughter, through Kendall. We went to her wedding, and one of the things she was doing with the money that was raised out of the money at the bar and some of her wishing well money was going to a charity. And the charity is for a little girl named Marley. On the phone with us is Jay Benoit. How you doing, Jay? Can you hear us?
I'm doing great, yes. All
right, awesome. Jay's going to go over a little bit of what this benefit is for and why Marley needs our help. There is a GoFundMe set up. I'm going to put the link in the show notes, as well as we're going to share it on both Living Podcariously and the Twisted Tens Facebook pages. So you guys can go out there and take a look at it. Jay, give us just a little bit of a background. And by the way, I know Jay. Jay is Kendall's father, so I've known him for, I guess, maybe 14 or so years at this point, maybe 13 years. So
yeah, a lot of years.
Yeah, we go way back. But yeah, give us a little bit of an update. Now, I pulled the whole GoFundMe, so if you want me to read any of that, I certainly can. But I think it'd be better for people to hear directly from you what this little girl and your relation to her and what's going on with her.
Marley I consider her my stepdaughter. I've been with my lady. Her name is Christy. I've been with her for well over a year now. Go around to Marley. Marley is 13, just turned 14 years old. And she kept on complaining about her stomach was hurting and, I don't know what's going on and so on and so forth. And sometimes, your kids have stomach aches and you're just giving them, here you go. Here's some medicine. Here's some nausea medicine. Here's a little thing.
Or the old wives' tale of a stomach ache. Drink some Coca-Cola with it, and it'll take care of it.
Yeah. Just no big deal. So you don't think anything of it. And then it got really bad where then she was getting acid reflux, and it got to a point where, oh my gosh, you can almost smell the acid on her breath. So then we started taking her to the doctor, trying to find out what's going on. It was one medicine after another, and I'm not joking. It was, this one didn't work, so let's do this one. This one didn't work, let's try the dosage up higher. This one doesn't work. It was crazy. So literally, this has been going on for over a year. I have taken her to the hospital several times. And when you're sitting there going, even just the deductible to be admitted to the hospital, not through the emergency room, but through the admittance, like the doctor would ask us to, that's a $500 deductible right there.
Ouch.
Go in. Yes, when you do that several times, and then all of a sudden they're like, we can finish up all this stuff, outpatients, we need to do scopes, we need to do this, we need to do that, we have blood work, and it's consistently, every week, every 2 weeks we're doing something, and it just, after a full, a year and a couple months now it's been, I've literally gone through, somewhere between $50,000-$60,000 of medical expenses.
Holy cow.
I went through my life savings, and I don't know, if people are listening to this, and I know, Adam, because, hey, we've raised kids, so we know when you have a 13-year-old kid sitting there crying in pain, you are going to fucking do anything you can to make sure that that's taken care of. And this happens on a daily basis. I was supposed to take her to a doctor appointment today, and she's in way too much pain. She goes, I can't go right now. I have to reschedule it. I'm like,
oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Jay. Now
it's, nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I understand. So, but just out of curiosity, was Marley one of the kids that was at Kendall's wedding?
Yes. She was the one with the long, curly, blonde hair.
Okay.
She made it that day. She's not very social neither, because all this, when all this happened, you're in so much pain, you stay home. We had to take her out of school because she missed so much school and had to do, it's a special program that you can do here in the county, like a virtual school, basically.
Sure. Now,
then she can.
One of the things I was reading off of your GoFundMe, and I guess her mom set up the GoFundMe account for her. Mm-hmm. One of the things that kind of blew my mind, yes, you guys put the details in there of, the what they call the retardation of the stomach, that's the what causes the issues, was the weight loss. So on here you put she lost in 6 months, and keep in mind this is a 13-year-old girl, but she lost 24 pounds in 6 months for a 13-year-old girl who probably doesn't even weigh but 100 pounds to begin with. That's unbelievable to me.
She is skin and bones, because I mean at one point she doesn't want to eat because it's so painful. And what happens with this is the food's going in. She has an acid reflux problem, number one, which isn't a normal acid reflux.
Sure,
She's
no kidding.
on dosages that are like 4 times the normal adult dosage to try to keep that down. Plus the retardation of the stomach, the food sits in her stomach and just turns and turns and turns and turns.
Goodness.
Which isn't supposed to. And then it goes through the digestive system, and then now the newest thing is her large intestine quit working on it.
Oh.
Or I'm not sure if I want to call it quit, but wasn't working properly.
It gave up. So, it was overworking itself, maybe.
Yeah. So, without trying to upset her or get too gross with anybody.
Sure. No. Understood.
You start getting impacted.
Yeah.
She didn't know, because, she was like anybody else. You're going a little bit, but she didn't know. She ended up with gallstones as well. We took her to the hospital, to the Florida hospital in Orlando, and he said, okay, we're going to go in there. We'll run some tests. Let's see how the gallstones are now, because we're giving her medicines for those to shrink. And then we can go in through surgery to take the big one out, leave the small ones there for her to pass. We go there, believe it or not, oh my God.
So you're going to the hospital. She's ready for surgery, right? She's in the mindset of she's going into surgery.
Oh, she's in the mindset of this doctor's like, we're going to fix you. We're going to fix you. We're going to get you in the hospital to fix you. This has been like a year of going through this shit. And she's like, yes, finally, great. I want to go. Yes, let's do this. We go there. The doctor didn't even see her for like a day. Well, no, the first day was there, was gone a day or two, came back, seen her, and then just gone. There's no more doctor. It's like, what the hell? And I know you have to do all these tests. This motherfucker went on vacation while she's sitting in the hospital.
Oh.
And I'm not lying. I'm not fucking lying. Went on vacation. So you want to see a pissed off mom?
Yeah, no kidding.
Woo! I want to be in her way.
Yeah, no kidding.
We had to end up finding a new doctor, and that's when we eventually found a new doctor that took the insurance, so on and so forth. And we have an appointment with her in actually 2 days from now.
Yeah,
it's like finally. And this doctor, when we went to the hospital last, was the one going through all the records, trying to look at everything, and looking at all the medications and everything she's taking. And she said, what the fuck is going on here? What's happening, and why isn't this taken care of? And so going through the whole spiel, it was a doctor that we felt like, holy shit, she gets it.
Yeah, you finally found one that understands what's going on, maybe.
For me, I'm a person, I'm not sure if you know, Adam, but I don't go to doctors because I don't trust freaking doctors at all. Hey, people looking at me, yes, I'm a little overweight, but guess what? I've had blood tests, and I'm perfectly healthy, other than being a little overweight. That's it.
There are those of us that can be healthy and be overweight, right? Me and you, Jay, we know what we're talking about
there
here.
There we go, we're good.
we know what we're talking about.
I like my beer, damn it. I'm not giving it up.
So on your guys' GoFundMe, on the GoFundMe that's set up, it's really not an unreasonable goal that you guys set. You guys set, from what I remember, it looked like a $5,000 goal to help with a lot of her doctor bills. And that doesn't seem like that's unreasonable. You guys, I mean, in my opinion, should be asking for a hell of a lot more with as much stuff as you guys have to go through. But to me, it looks like a very, very reasonable goal. And I think it's important to point out, you guys even put it on your GoFundMe that yes, Marley does have medical coverage. However, there's so much that's above and beyond medical coverage. That's what they're asking for, because as you just said, you've drained your life savings at this point. Marley's mom has probably used all of her savings that she has available. So you guys are nickel and diming the doctor's bills at this point. So hopefully we'll get the message out, and some of our listeners, and they're worldwide listeners. So hopefully GoFundMe allows worldwide contributions. I don't know. Most of it's Central Florida and Tampa, over to Cocoa Beach, but we do have listeners all over the US and all over the world. So hopefully some of this stuff makes it out to them, because again, not an unreachable goal by any stretch of the imagination.
It's something where actually when we did the GoFundMe, the $5,000 was the one. It just came up and said, this is what you should try for, or that was the minimum one, or something to that effect when Christy was actually doing it. Actually, her real name, if you see on the GoFundMe, is Elaine, but she likes to go by Christy.
Gotcha.
I don't know. So just in case you were looking at there.
Understood. Well,
but realistically, I mean, her medical out of expense every month, I have it written on my whiteboard. You know how us programmer guys are. Sitting there, $1,277 on the penny.
Oh, man. Okay.
I'm like going, wow.
Good gracious. So the GoFundMe, and again, I'm going to link this inside the show notes, but the GoFundMe is gofundme.com/B7QYK0. Again, it's searchable, and we'll put all the details in the show notes. So if anyone out there is able to help, even $5, even something as little as, $5 or $10 just to help, that would be ridiculously appreciated. And the hosts here at Living Podcariously and the Twisted 10 will do something special for any listener that wants to go in and say that they donated and put their name on there and say that they heard it through this podcast. We'll do something special. We'll send you some merchandise, or we'll say something specific to you guys on air as a thank you. And we want to show our support and our help. Man, I love you, and I love you guys very much. You're like a second family to me. I've come down to your house before for dinners and for, I think I was even there for a Thanksgiving one time. So yep. I'll air this on both shows, and we'll do our very, very best to, get some attention to Marley. And if if all of our listeners gave even $1, just $1, then that would mean that the complete bill is covered. So yeah. Hopefully I can, get that message out, and we can inspire some of our listeners to, to help out. We do this show, these two shows that we do are completely free. This is 100% on our dime. We pay for the hosting. We pay for all of that, minus a little bit of sponsorship, but that doesn't cover much. What we would like to ask for you guys in return for the listeners is to go check out this GoFundMe. This is a personal friend, and I consider Jay a family member. So it's helping my family out directly. So if you can do anything, I would greatly be in your debt to help out Jay and to help out his family. So check out the GoFundMe, and then Jay, I'll air it this week, and I'll also throw it on next week's episode as well, so we can get as much attention out there as possible. Is there an expiration date on a GoFundMe? Just out of curiosity.
I don't think so. I think we've had it out there for a month or month and a half, something like that.
Okay.
She has been to the hospital twice since then.
That sucks. Understood.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, I wanted to add also, being, a young girl like that, if she's ever having a good day, I'll give you my number and stuff. I want you to have her come to Brent Allen Salon, and I'll do her hair for free, and we'll do her hair and makeup and make her feel gorgeous for the day.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Especially with curly hair, it's hard to find someone who can do it good.
Yes. Yes. Every time we take her to get her hair done, it is ridiculously expensive, but I feel so bad. Because she's a girl. She needs that stuff.
She does, and whatever she wants. If she wants highlights and some color and cut and style, and we'll give her a good day of beauty when she's filling up to it.
Wow. Wow.
We'll hook up on the side for that, Jane. We'll exchange numbers for you and Andrea, so you guys can set that up.
Oh yeah. Oh, she would love it.
Maybe we can take some pictures up there and put them up on the site just to get it some more attention. When she comes up there.
Man, I really do appreciate that. That is...
Well, certainly.
I wasn't expecting anything like that.
Jay, I didn't expect that either. That just came out of nowhere, out of Andrea, so... Well, hey, your story is inspirational. Hopefully we can get some kind of attention to her. Hey, man, we can only try. And when I heard from Kendall about what the money was going to for the wedding, I hit Kendall up and said, hey, if you guys want to promote it on our shows, it's our little way to get out a message out to, to our listeners in the world. Just let us know. So maybe we can get some attention to it, and if so, great.
I appreciate it. If there's anything I can ever do for you, guys, both of you, just let me know.
Absolutely. All right, Jay, man. Well, thank you. Send our love, especially to Marley and to her mom, and let them know that we're going to do whatever we can.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're listening to The Twisted 10, bringing you original and unique, host-created top 10 lists, recorded live in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida, with hosts Tach Van Sickle and Adam Poston.
Welcome to The Twisted 10. This week we're without Tach. Tach is not here, so filling in his shoes is our permanent other guest host, which is Andrea Joy. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I, of course, am Adam. And Andrea, we don't have to do work this week.
I like doing the work.
Yeah, that's true. You do. Me and Tach are starting to get burnt out on it, though, because we always have to come up with that unique and original top 10 list, but, it's fun. It's fun doing it. So this week, we have a very special guest on the Twisted 10. Joining us from parts unknown, also known as Palm Bay, is our good friend Ray Brito. How are you doing? How are you doing, Ray?
How's it going? Pretty good.
Good. Ray is a host of Gallows Humor Podcast. Actually, he's the host of Gallows Humor Podcast, the founder. He also does open mics. He runs the comedians that go to open mics down at Old School Pizza down in Melbourne and Palm Bay, across from FIT and across from Mel High. So this is going to be a funny one, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's going to be hilarious. I'm just going to do material the whole time.
Perfect. Hey, you know what? That works. So for those of you just listening to this Twisted 10 podcast for the first time, just to give you a recap, each week one of the hosts comes up with a unique and original top 10 list and surprises the other hosts on the show or guests on the show with the contents of their top 10 list. Not even the name of the top 10 list is presented to the other hosts until the show recording itself, which is now. So this week, and by the way, if it's a guest host that comes on, it becomes their show. So we are going to literally turn over the entire show, Ray, to you. And this is going to be your show. You run it however you want to run it, and we'll just add our commentary when we can.
It's mine. Awesome.
All right, Ray, so it is yours. Take it over.
I guess I'll just tell you guys what my top 10. I figured it would be fitting for me to do top 10 stand-up comedians.
Top 10 stand-up comedians. Very nice.
Cool.
I went with one a while back that kind of had to do with comedians, but it was top 10 celebrities arrested for indecent practice. One of them was Carlin.
Was it a lot of comics?
A couple of them were comics. A couple of them were rappers.
Carlin got arrested for indecent exposure?
Carlin got arrested for his 7 deadly words. Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Detroit,
yeah.
I think.
I thought you said indecent exposure. I was like,
well, some of them
can't
did.
imagine
Some
George
of them
Carlin showing his dick.
No, I don't think he did.
That was Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the
Pee Wee Herman did wank it in the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
You think being Pee Wee Herman, you can fucking get a movie theater in your own house and to masturbate in
Is anytime you want.
and pay other people to like sit there to make it seem like a real movie theater.
I think we have a gross exaggeration on how much those guys actually got paid for what they were doing.
Oh, back then, probably not a lot. I heard a lot of them got fucked over, like the Brady Bunch people.
Yep.
Got fucked over big time.
I just watched, what was the movie? The rapping movie.
The 30 for 30?
No. Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, yeah.
You seen that?
No.
Do you like 90s
Black
rap?
people? Oh, what?
Yes, black people as well, yes.
They're all right.
They're all right. They're pretty good.
Rap, I like some rap, yeah.
So Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, who was the other rapper that got shot? Tupac, all the major rappers, part of NWA, part of Ruthless, part of whatever. I can't remember them all. They documented that story and wrote the story and then had the actors perform it. Let me tell you, those actors were fucking spot on good, but it was a really, really, really good story and captivating. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was just because of, the portrayal of rappers in society is really, really rough. This movie, it glamorized some of it, but it really did a good job telling their story. So
wasn't it just the story of NWA?
NWA, Ruthless, and, what was the other one? The other company. It was talked about how the feuds internally dealing with the lawyers and
Bad
the contracts.
Boy. I don't fucking know any about rap.
I can't remember the other one.
I can't even pretend to. Isn't there Bad Boy Records? Is that what's that? Puff Daddy?
That's much later. Yeah, that's much later.
What's the one that Tupac was in?
Tupac was part of this, but towards the end of the movie. So right when Tupac started to really come hot and heavy.
NWA was way before Tupac, right?
Yeah, Tupac or NWA, then Ruthless, then one more, but I can't remember. Oh, Death Row Records. Jesus Christ.
Death Row, that's what I was trying to think of too, yeah.
They told that story and they did a fantastic job. I don't really know why we segued onto
talking about
rap.
Straight Outta Compton, but all right, whatever. All right, so yours is the top 10 stand-up comedians.
Yeah, and I feel like if anyone that's listening does stand up, even on an amateur level, I'm gonna preface this by saying that I made this top 10 list. This is my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that if there's a comic that's not on this list that they're not a great comic, because there are a lot of stand-up comics that are like legends, and I know about them, but there are certain ones that I don't really like. I never looked into them or something, and I know they're legends, and I know they like paved the way and blah blah blah. But this is just basically 10 comics that I like the most.
That have maybe influenced your style?
Yeah.
Or?
So it's not like a list of the 10 most famous comics or the 10 best comics in the world. Just
our listeners know that this is more
favorite.
This is more
comics.
about the origination from the host that's delivering the list than from some sort of census or poll or
I almost
whatever.
I thought of not even having a number one, but they're really in no special order.
We say that almost every episode, don't we? These are not in any particular order.
Because it's really hard.
Time.
It's
It
hard
is.
to pick a number one, especially with comedy,
is.
like doing comedy, especially. It's like, I'm sure there's people that I left out and stuff, but I just picked 10 that I like, basically.
Cool, that works.
And I tried to not get too obscure so that you guys probably know most of them at least.
Okay. We go 10 through 6. We'll take a break, and then we'll go 5 through 1.
All right.
All right,
So,
take it away.
First up, this guy you probably know, Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, yes. Number 10,
Have you
Bill
heard of
Burr.
Bill Burr? Well, he's one of my favorite comics. He's actually probably top 3 of my favorite.
Is he, to give the audience who might not know who he is he like East Coast or West Coast guy, white guy, black guy, those types of things that might help?
He is a New York comic, I believe. I don't even know, to be honest with you. He might be out of fucking L.A. I don't even know.
New York and LA have a portal between each other. It's like one door you walk through, you're in the other side.
Well, as far as stand-up comedy goes, there's like the LA comics, and then there's like the New York comics. It's like a separate thing, kind of.
East side, west side, just without the violence.
Kind of.
See, we're right back to the rap again.
Yep.
Again.
How did we do that?
But Bill Burr he's one of my favorite comics. Like I said, probably top 3. He was in, if you're listening and you don't know who Bill Burr is, if you ever watched Breaking Bad, did you watch Breaking Bad?
I watched a couple of the episodes.
Yeah,
I didn't get obsessed like the rest of the damn world seemed to get.
It's a really good show. Did you watch the first episode?
Yeah, I watched the first episode, but it was that came out. What year did that come out?
I just haven't seen the last season.
Like 2008, I
7?
believe.
Yeah, 7 or 8. I was in Colombia at the time, living in South America, so I was streaming it over shitty internet connection down there.
That was a good show. But yeah, Bill Burr was on that show as one of the like, I guess, tough guys. It was him and Huey, the big fat black guy, and they came over to Ted's house to like force him to write a check to pay off the IRS, blah blah blah. But yeah, Bill Burr was that guy, that white Irish redhead looking dude. He's a stand-up comedian.
Tach would know who that was. White, redheaded dude in comedy. I'm sure Tach has those like tattooed on his body somewhere. Tach's white, redheaded.
Yeah,
likes
Irish.
comedy. Yeah, I don't know if he's Irish or not. Did you ever say he's Irish?
Anyone who's
he looks
redheaded,
kind
everyone
of-
thinks you're Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's a stereotype.
You fit the stereotype. Yep. His part of, by the way, part of Tach's stand-up about was about stereotypes.
Yeah, the redhead.
You've heard the stereotypes about us redheads. We
dicks.
have no soul, can play basketball, have big dicks. Yeah, you've heard them all. Yeah,
Mine's
that was funny.
huge.
Your basketball or your big dick?
Both.
Oh. All right.
All right, so that was Bill Burr, I guess. Just move on
Yeah.
to number 9.
Number
on the
9.
list. Bo Burnham.
Bill Burnham.
Bo Burnham.
Oh, Bo Burnham? I don't know who this is.
He
I
is.
have to look him up while you're saying this one.
I almost wish I can have a clip. If you've never heard of him, I don't know exactly.
I can play clips on here.
He's just a stand-up comic. I don't think he's an actor or anything else, but he has a couple specials on Netflix. He does more of an indie comedy kind of vibe to him, but he incorporates music, and he's just really funny dude. He's skinny, beta male kind of white dude, and he plays off of that very well.
And it was Bo Burnham?
Yeah, Bo Burnham.
I have to look it up. So I've watched a ton of stand-up comedy, but I don't remember that name for some reason.
Yeah, he's got a couple. I think he's got 2 on Netflix. Really good, though. Kind of makes you... I hate to sound cheesy as fuck, but it kind of makes you, like, think towards the end. I think his most recent one, which in my opinion is the better one, he has one called So What, and then he has the most recent one, which fucking blew my mind. It's almost like this hour-long, like, performance piece. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, really. You have to watch it, but it's...
he's a young dude.
It's pretty fucking incredible. Yeah, I think he's like my age. He's probably like 29. And he's killing it on the indie comedy scene. Yeah.
See him, Andrea?
He plays piano and
kind of looks like a Justin Bieber meets Hanson?
like a less attractive Justin Bieber.
That meets Hanson.
That meets Hanson.
Which
Yeah,
one?
You're qualifying Justin Bieber as a handsome looking dude. Of course, he's got 200 million. I'd call him handsome too. I'd suck his dick for something.
He's a baby.
I think Justin Bieber's a good looking guy. I'd fuck him if I was gay.
Would you swing with him?
Oh,
Would you let your girl do him? That's the question. Indecent proposal.
definitely not.
For $1 million.
$1 million?
$1 million?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the indecent proposal movie. Is the couple goes to Vegas and the husband is offered $1 million for the guy to have sex with his wife.
Ooh,
cash that night.
Cash up
I would
front.
have to talk to my girlfriend about it.
That's not a no.
But
That's not a no.
That's a maybe.
there would be questions like how long,
All night. That was
They get it all night.
in the movie. That was an
till
all night
morning.
scenario till the sun come up.
is he going to be rough? Like, is she going to be safe? Is she going to get hurt? I don't know. There's a lot of questions.
The idea
So
in
it's
the
a
movie.
maybe for $1 million.
Yeah, the idea in the movie is he was not going to be rough. There was no violence involved.
Just like make love to
all
her.
protection was being worn, the whole 9 yards. But yeah, he was just gonna have sex with her, and then lay in bed with her and sleep with her that night, for $1 million.
I would have to, if it was okay with my girlfriend.
Hell yes.
I'd like to be the guy that's like, fuck no, it's my girlfriend. Money, blah blah blah,
There's
doesn't
$1
matter.
million.
But
$1 million
money-
would set
That would
your
help your kids.
money kind of matters.
Yeah, absolutely. I told Andrea. So Andrea's going to Vegas in a couple of weeks for her salon hair show extravaganza, something or another.
Paul Mitchell hair
And I told her,
show.
I said, if the guy comes up and offers you the $1 million for the indecent proposal, take it. I will forgive you. Take it.
No.
I'm sure if it was the other way around, if my girlfriend could offer me up sexually for $1 million, she'd probably be down.
She'd be like, every night, sign me up, is what she'll say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Andrea can get $1 million out of me though. Maybe $2.95 a night.
You're priceless, baby.
Oh, that's what you tell a guy when he's fat. All right. All right. Number 8.
All right. Next is Hannibal Buress.
Hannibal Buress. Yeah, I know this
Heard
one.
of this guy? Black guy, glasses.
Do you know this one, Andrea?
Nope.
You don't know these?
don't
All right,
know
I'll show you
those?
this one.
He's
I mean, I
on-
bet I do, but I probably just don't know. the
Yeah,
name.
if you don't know the name, but if you saw him, you would recognize him. He's on that show. I forgot the name of the show, but it's basically the girl version of Workaholics. I feel like a dick calling it that, but whatever.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
give a
There he
shit.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've seen him on
definitely.
sitcoms all over the place.
His stand-up is fucking phenomenal. He's very funny.
I don't think I've ever heard his stand-up, though, to be honest.
He's got a few albums. Do you have Spotify?
No.
He's got a few albums on Spotify
I'll have to start pulling up some of
that
these.
you can listen to. Spotify's really good for comedy. If anyone,
Really?
yeah, and it's great because if you like, just like discovering new music, if you like a certain comedian and you go on Spotify, listen to their album, you can start like a Hannibal Buress radio and it'll play other bits from other comics that are similar to Hannibal Buress. And it's a great way to discover like new comedians.
I do that with an industry corporate, usually considered a bad guy in the industry, but is iHeartRadio. I use iHeartRadio for almost the same purpose, not for comics, but for music.
Yeah, to
And
discover new
you get
bands and shit like that.
Exactly. You get one ad at the very beginning, and after that, you don't pay anything. You get hours and hours and hours of music, and it's based on your channel selection. So kind of like Pandora and I guess Spotify as well.
Yeah. I mean, I like Pandora before I got Spotify, but I have Spotify Premium, so I get to listen to whatever I want whenever I want.
Nice. Yeah, no, not us. We're the plebeians. We just we got the free ones. We
Even
only
the
use
free
ones.
Spotify is not bad.
Really?
You get like, I think you only get like 6 skips, and then you have to wait an hour or some shit like that. But you can pretty much listen to whatever you want. It's pretty good.
Sweet.
But yeah, Hannibal Buress is funny. One of his bits is about, like, one of my favorite bits of his is one where he says that he thinks the pawn shops in his neighborhood are in cahoots with the crack dealers because the pawn shops are open like 24/7. And he's like, why would anybody that's not a crackhead need a pawn shop to be open at like 4 a.m? I don't do the bit any justice, but he's a really funny guy. Just check him out. But
All right. Yeah, we'll do. I'll have to go and do YouTube on all these guys after the ones that I don't remember seeing stand up of after your.
yeah, I tried to pick, like I said, not too obscure ones, but
Sure. All right. So we're on number 7.
yeah, number 7, Mitch Hedberg.
Oh yeah.
You gotta know Mitch Hedberg.
You know Mitch Hedberg?
Probably.
I'll pull up a picture.
It's like, who sings this song? And I'm like, I probably know.
He has like shoulder long length hair, always wore dark sunglasses. He almost kind of looked like where they were like John Lennon sunglasses almost.
He definitely has a linen look to him.
He was
yeah.
a heroin addict, died of heroin overdose. I can't believe I don't have Greg Giraldo on this list.
It just looks like John Lennon from over here.
I'm gonna put him in.
You're gonna add him in.
I'm gonna add him in.
Substitution. We've never had a
Someone's gonna get kicked
substitution.
off. Dane Cook is gonna get off the list.
That's a good replacement.
I was gonna defend Dane Cook because people shit on him,
Good audible. I'm just saying.
but I'll put okay. But yeah, Mitch Hedberg's great. For those who don't know Mitch Hedberg, he's like he does a lot of like one-liner type jokes, like real like quick punch joke, and then on to the next. He's not like a storyteller or anything, but it's really like really clever shit.
I
So
see
he
the
gets away
benefits in
with it.
both of those. So the storytellers are really captivating.
Yeah.
But the one-liners will have you rolling quick. Boy, quick.
Yeah. I've noticed like the storytelling is kind of, it's dangerous because it like, you have to have sometimes like a minute is a long time when you're doing stand up. So if you're setting up a punchline for a minute, you should put some funny stuff in there, but ultimately you're trying to get to the end, which is the punch. So if you waste a minute setting this up and then the punch doesn't work, then you really wasted all that time.
Absolutely.
It's like, as opposed to like if you just do a short little 5-second joke and it doesn't hit, it's like, all right, fuck it, on to the next one. But
I'm trying to find this real quick for you. I think it's Finesse Mitchell. Let me pause this because I don't want to listen to it. No, pause. I think it's the Finesse Mitchell interview
with
Tom and Dan. One of these, I'll have to go back and find it. One of these guys tells a joke and it's a story, and they say every time that this comedian goes on stage, he had to tell this story. It was advice that he got from another comedian, and it was Mexicans got on boots. That's the name of the story. And it has to do, I don't want to ruin it. I want you to go and listen to it, but it is a storytelling event. It's probably a 5-minute story that you listen to. And it is the funniest fucking 5-minute story I've ever heard. And it has to do with prison, Mexicans, and blacks. And it is a hilarious story about this guy's first time in prison.
Finesse Mitchell?
I think it's Finesse Mitchell.
I remember the name. It was a recent one, right?
Yeah, real recent. Oh no, Ali Sadiq. Okay. Ali Sadiq. Mexicans got on boots. It's a prison riot. And it is hilarious. So listen to Ali Sadiq interview on Tom and Dan. It might have been on.
Oh, it's on, that's, Ari Shafir's Storyteller show.
Yeah. He told the story on Ari, and it probably is better on there. He may not have been on Tom and Dan.
What's
I
his
listen
name?
to so many. Ali Sadiq. S-I-D.
I've heard of him.
D-I-Q. A-L-I-S-I-D-D-I-Q. It is a fucking hilarious story about this guy going to prison. So sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack this show, but it's worth the listen at some later date. All right, number 6.
Number 6, Mr. David Tell.
David Tell.
Yes.
You know one.
I know that one.
Mr. David Tell.
All right. Sweet.
I love David Tell. He's probably my favorite comedian from New York, probably of all time. I love him. I actively try to not sound like him because out of all the comedy I've listened to my whole life, I like him the most probably. And I really don't want to because a lot of comics they'll like one comic or maybe a couple comics a lot.
Sure.
And they'll almost sound like there's one guy at Daytona that the first time I saw him, I was like, that guy likes Mitch Hedberg.
Oh,
he has
really?
that sort of
swagger, cadence.
Yeah, he's got the exact same cadence.
Yep.
He's got the same short jokes, little one-liner type deals, and then the way he delivers them, it's almost like he's got the same pattern to the way he talks. So I think that's the last thing I want to do as a stand-up comic is sound like someone else. So if someone hears me on stage, they're like, oh, that guy probably likes
almost
such and such.
That's
it's
almost
like
as bad as joke stealing, right? Is
not really
style stealing?
No, I think that's
Imitating's
something.
the best form of flattery.
Yeah, but it's something it's like music. Like if you start a band, right? And let's say your favorite band is Metallica, you might start a band that sounds kind of like Metallica, but you want to do your own thing so that when people see you, they're not like, oh, those guys sound like a Metallica ripoff.
You know what, though? There is a lot of familiarity in certain styles. So, I mean, I get the changes of style, tempo, or cadence is important in anything, music or stand-up comedy. But
you want to do your own thing.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean,
out of above everything else, especially in stand-up. Because in music, there's genres and stuff. So there might be some good that can come out of it, but
yeah, that's true.
I think overall you want to do your own thing.
I think
you don't want to
should
sound like somebody else.
I think you should go up on sage, wear a leather jacket, white wife beater underneath. Start off
Smoke
with
a cigarette.
Smoke a cigarette. Hickory dickory dock. You got to go off starting like that.
I took him off the list.
Did you really?
I had too many. Yeah, I had them on there, and I was like, there's other people I'd rather put on here.
All right, so that was number 6.
That was number 6.
We're going to take a quick
Tell.
David Tell. We're going to take a quick break in studio. Listen to a little bit of DJ Gil Lugo. In our show notes, you can find the links to DJ Gil Lugo's social media. He's been generous enough to give us this audio to play during our breaks, intros, outros, whatever we want to use it for. So thanks to DJ Gil, and then we'll be right back.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
All right, welcome back to the Twisted 10 with Ray Brito this week.
What's up?
Ray, give us a recap on 10 through 6, just the names of the
10
guys.
through 6. Bill Burr, Bo Burnham, Hannibal Buress, and Mitch Hedberg. Oh, and David Tell.
And David Tell. Was that 5?
That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't count this week. Just forgive me. All right, cool. So moving on to number 5.
Number 5 on the list.
Top 10 stand-up comedians, according to professional comedian himself, Ray Brito.
Yeah, this is in stone. Number 5 top comedian of all time. Officially is Louis C.K.
Louis C.K., yes.
Had to put him on there.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. I've seen a ton of his stuff. A ton.
I saw him live one time. I actually I won tickets. I was listening to Josh Cohen and the Home Team one time, and this was I think it was way before I started doing stand-up. I think it was in 2009. Yeah, it was right before my daughter was born, so it was 8 years ago. I was listening to Josh Cohen and the Home Team, and they were giving away tickets to Louis C.K., and I was like, oh shit. And I called in, and they're like, here, tickets to fucking Louis C.K. I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
awesome. So yeah, if anyone, there's a lot of people that know Louis C.K. because he has the show Louis on FX, but a lot of people don't know that he has this show that used to be on HBO called Lucky Louie. It was it's in sitcom format. It's a 24, 26 minute episode type show, and it's really dirty. It's based on his stand-up, basically, and it's just such a fucking good show. There's other comics, Jim Norton's in it. Forgot the other guy's name. There's a lot of comics in it. It's very funny. It's very funny. I think it's on Netflix. Yeah, Louis on Netflix.
All right, we'll have to watch that.
You should check that out. It's a really fucking good show. It gets, like, the second season gets kind of a little artsy and weird, but it's good artsy weird. And then he has this new show called Horace and Pete, which is on his website. I haven't seen it, but I've heard really great things about it.
Oh, nice.
But, yeah, and check out Lucky Louie. For anyone that likes Louis C.K., check out Lucky Louie. It's on Amazon Prime now, which is a hilarious fucking show. It's really dirty, so if you don't like really dirty stuff, then...
Look, Ray, I don't know if you know, but we're straight-laced Christians in this house. We don't cuss at all. We don't talk about anything dirty.
No sex till marriage.
Right.
Exactly.
Just kidding for those of you who took me seriously, which was nobody. All right, number 4.
Number 4 used to be Dane Cook.
Used to be Dane Cook. Wah, wah.
Now it's actually Jim Gaffigan.
Jim Gaffigan. Yes. Damn, this is a good list. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go and actually like make a playlist on YouTube just of this top 10 and put it out there. This is a good top 10 list.
Have you seen? I haven't seen Jim Gaffigan's new show. He has a show on TV Land, but I haven't seen it.
Do you know what it is? What's the name of the show?
I think it's just called the Jim Gaffigan Show.
Oh, how original!
Yeah, it's him and his wife in the show. His wife she plays his wife in the show, and he's the one that does the Hot Pocket joke or the Hot Pocket bit. I don't know.
How's it go?
I don't remember.
You don't remember it?
He does the Hot Pocket thing. I don't remember. It's hard to that's what he's most known for, I think, is the Hot Pocket joke.
I never noticed it till I was looking at some of these pictures, but he's got a little bit of a Kelsey Grammer look about him.
He does, kind of.
I mean,
he's very, very white guy.
That's getting there, kind of.
Really far away.
Am I? Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe I can just blow up his picture. Allow.
He's one of the few guys that's as funny as he is, and he's clean. Like, he doesn't. I don't think he curses at all.
Back in the day, back when I was a kid, one of the comedians that never cursed but was funny as hell was the black guy.
Oh yeah, the black guy. I remember him.
Genie. Hang on a minute. He had like a one name, like a one.
Genesis?
No,
that's a.
What the hell was his name? Man, I'm bombing.
Oh, Sinbad.
Sinbad. Yeah. Sinbad. I'm like Genie something.
Sinbad.
Yeah.
Genie.
Sinbad.
He played a genie in a movie, didn't he? Or no, that's Shaq.
Yeah, that was
the most racist thing.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was just another one of them.
No, Sinbad. Sinbad was pretty good. Sinbad I liked as a kid because my parents would let me watch him, number one, so I kind of got exposed to that I got exposed to stand-up comedy from Sinbad, Gallagher, and Carrot Top. Okay. And then, of course, Robin Williams. But Robin Williams sometimes got a little too vulgar for my parents to let me watch him. But I met Robin Williams, by the way, out in the desert. I got a cool picture with him on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, really neat picture.
Nice.
Yep.
Did you ever hear, I've heard Gallagher's a dick.
Yeah, so I've heard that too. He got into a lot of heat for, I guess, assaulting a kid or something.
Oh, what?
At one of his shows. Yeah, this is not too terribly long ago. This might be like early 2010, maybe. I don't remember exactly when. But he got in trouble for assaulting a kid. But it was provoked. The kid he didn't know he was underage, first of all. And he was at his concert, or at his stand-up. And it was 18 and up. So it was kind of a weird situation to begin with. But the kid was, I guess, provoking Gallagher pretty hard. And Gallagher came down and allegedly knocked the kid out.
Jesus.
So, yeah, old-ass Gallagher coming out in the audience to fight somebody.
Did you hear when Gallagher was on Mark Maron's podcast?
No.
He walked off of the podcast because I don't remember what they were talking about. I think it's on YouTube. Like, just
done and done.
You can listen to the whole podcast, or you can just there's just the part where they start talking about whatever it was. I forgot what it was that pissed him off, but he ended up he's like, fuck this, blah blah blah, and he just
just left.
Yeah,
I will listen to I want the whole thing. I like the build up and everything.
I think he was talking. I don't remember. I don't know. It's just you'd have to listen to it.
Oh, that's
I forgot
awesome.
what it was. But yeah, he got pissed off and he walked off. He was like, "Whatever, fuck you."
Gallagher's like an old curmudgeon bastard at this point.
Yeah,
He smashed too many watermelons, I think. I think that's why.
I think he was kind of alluding to the fact that he was like kind of a not a hack, but like lame, kind of like, you're
Those poor
stupid gimmicky comic, whatever.
Yeah, those poor prop comics never get any love.
Carrot Top's been in Vegas for fucking years, making tons of money.
He's laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, he's fine, dude.
Oh yeah, he's a local guy. Did you know that? He lives here in Winter Park.
Carrot Top?
Yep, Carrot Top's
Oh,
local
no
guy.
shit.
Tom and Dan actually know him through their show and through stuff that they do
I was
together.
gonna say, I'm surprised I haven't seen him on Tom and Dan.
Yep, I don't think he does those kinds of shows, not like podcasts that are...
He's probably too big to even do improv.
I still why he goes by Carrot Top. The top of a carrot is green.
Because it's such a catchy name.
Because the top of his head is like a carrot.
Okay. I'm thinking the carrot top is green. It should be carrot bottom.
Carrot bottom would imply something else. He went through a really weird transition too. He went through this Vin Diesel ripped stage in his life. Creatine
I think he's still fucking buff, right?
He was scary looking for a while, man. That was creepy, like a really overdone Chucky doll.
He's really buff and started hanging out with Chris Angel, I guess, since they both have residencies or whatever in Vegas.
No kidding.
Started hanging out with each other.
Don't get me wrong, he's funny. He's a really nice guy, but yeah, he's creepy as hell. As big as he got, he was a bit creepy.
It is weird to see a guy like that, like, buff up.
Yeah, because he was the skinny, lanky dude. Actually, he went to Satellite Beach High. Or no. Was it Cocoa Beach High? One of the two. Either Satellite or Cocoa Beach High. That's where he graduated. I think it was Cocoa Beach, actually.
It's weird to see him buff up like that.
All right, cool. Number 3.
Did I skip one?
I don't know. Did I skip one?
Oh, number 3.
Well, who was 5? Let's go back to 5.
Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You canceled one out. You canceled out Dane
number
Cook.
2?
5 was Louis C.K. Jim Gaffigan's number 4. Number 3 is George Carlin.
George Carlin. You know who, Andrea, you know who George Carlin is?
No.
Do you not really?
I probably do.
7 Deadly Words. The older guy. I'll show you a picture. George Carlin he was probably the most famous in the 80s, I would say.
I don't know when I can't tell you when his peak was, but he was in Jay and Silent Bob. Did you ever watch Jay and Silent Bob?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You remember when they're hitchhiking and the old man is like, you gotta...
Oh, yeah.
You recognize him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just one of my favorite comics. I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, even people who don't do comedy, it's like everyone likes George Carlin. It's like Louis C.K. Everyone likes Louis C.K. I'm not like,
George Carlin
by saying I like this guy.
George Carlin pushed really, really hard in the probably late 70s and early 80s for the First Amendment right for free speech. And one of his most famous stand-ups of all time, and probably the most famous stand-up of all time, is the 7 Deadly Words. And the 7 Deadly Words are the words you cannot say on primetime television or radio, which, fuck, shit, all the worst words you can possibly think of. And that was his stand-up bit.
I think it's shit, fuck, cock, cunt.
Pussy wouldn't be one of them.
I think Pussy might have been one.
Pussy might have been one of them?
Shit, piss, cock, cunt, motherfucker.
Oh, motherfucker, yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember now.
I don't remember all either.
I used to know it. Like, right after I watched it, I knew it. And then the next day, I fucking forgot.
Carlin got arrested in the late 70s for doing that stand-up bit and drawing so much attention to him. He was later exonerated, or whatever you call it, acquitted of charges, because it was free speech in a private show. So they had no grounds to stand on to charge him with that. So, yeah, very, very interesting. Very quintessential shape shifter for comedy. I mean, he set the standard, pretty high for stand-up comedians for even till today.
He's like the G.G. Allen of comedy.
Who was the dude that screamed? Was in Rodney Dangerfield's movies with him. The little short fat guy that just got really aggressive and just would start screaming in his comedy.
He always had like a bowler hat on.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, I forgot that guy's name.
Andrew, do you remember the movie where, do you know who Rodney Dangerfield is? Mm-hmm. All right. Do you remember the movie where he's the diver in college he goes to college with his son? Do you remember what I'm talking about? No?
This is before my time.
Let's see. Rodney Dangerfield movie.
Trying to think. Was it Ladybugs?
No.
That's the only movie I know he was in.
Back to School. Back to School is 1986. Probably year you were born.
I was born in 87.
87. And in that movie was the world famous, hopefully this isn't one of your list, Sam Kinison.
Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name.
Yeah, Sam Kinison. He was the professor in there that argued back and forth with him. Sam Kinison is also a hell of a good stand-up comedian, but he was stereotypical hothead, high blood pressure type of.
He's one of the ones that I left off the list, and I was like, I know people are gonna be like, Sam Kinison was like one of the best comics. It's like, yeah, I know, but I don't fucking. He's not one of my favorites.
He wasn't influential to you.
Yeah.
Man, that was a good cast. You had Rodney Dangerfield, Robert Downey Jr., Sam Kinison. Man, what a good cast that was. That was a good movie. All right, what are we at? What number are we at?
I think that was 3, George Carlin.
Yep.
Number 2, again, in no specific order. Number 2, Todd Barry.
Todd Barry. Why do I not know Todd Barry?
He's balding. He has like the, what do you call it when you have the hair on the side but not the top?
Bozo cut?
I guess so.
Todd Barry. Toddberry?
Barry.
Oh, because I got Todd Barry football coach. I don't think that's the one.
Definitely not a football coach.
This guy doesn't look like. Wow, I can't say that
I've
ever.
He's really like, his comedy is
that
really. Guy? Yep.
Do you see that from over there? I don't recognize him.
He's been in like a lot of movies, and he's been on a lot of shows. He'll do like cameos and stuff, little parts. I don't think he's had any major roles that I can think of.
What makes his stand-up stand out to you?
He's got like a real mild-mannered kind of like it's almost like a monotone, like really soft. He's almost like really soft-spoken, but I don't know. He has this like attitude to him that's it's just funny. It's hard to explain if you don't know him. I didn't think this through. It would have been. I was like,
no, that's funny. Yeah, I'll have to look him up and listen to some of his stuff. I don't even seeing his face. I don't recognize the comedy from.
He's like really sarcastic, and I don't know. He's just funny. It's hard to fucking.
All right, hey, fair enough.
Like I've said that about every one of them. It's like, oh yeah, he's funny.
He's funny. Well, if anything, you're maybe exposing some of our audience to stand-up comics that they don't know, and that's kind of the point of this. It's your unique list, who's influenced you in your life. So that's
Again, these are just 10, not even my top 10, just 10 comics that I like. That's it. Because I don't want anyone like, oh, why'd you leave this guy out?
By the way,
why'd you put this guy higher in the list than this guy?
That's the Todd Barry football coach, Berry, not Barry.
So who did you pick for your number 1?
Todd Barry.
Are we to number 1 now? Number 1.
I actually only did 9, I just realized, but I did say I'd put Greg Giraldo on the list.
Yeah, that one's...
So I will put Greg Giraldo on the list.
Yeah, that's definitely a comic in his own right, for sure.
I talked to, on the episode that I did with Jay Alvarez, we talked about him because he actually died just a few years, well, it's probably been quite a few years now. But he died of a drug overdose.
Heroin, wasn't it?
I believe it was heroin. But Jay Alvarez said that he was one of the first comics that made him like want to do comedy, because he said he was watching like this like on Spanish, you know, those Univision shows and stuff. They're all
Univision.
Spanish, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was watching one of those shows where it was all Spanish comedians, and then they were doing jokes about like the difference between white people and Spanish people. Like, white people do this, and like Carlos Mencia does, like, white people be like this, and then Mexicans be like this. Same shit like a lot of black comics will do, like,
Yep.
white people be like this and black people be like that. Well, he said, which is true, he said that Greg Giraldo was one of the first guys that, although he's a Hispanic guy, he doesn't base his material around being Hispanic. And he's basically like an Americanized kind of Hispanic guy, which is what I am, basically. I'm Cuban, but
Yep.
I'm fucking like, I'm basically white.
Yeah.
I have Cuban blood.
All your Latin relatives be like, no, you were adopted.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Basically, like when people hear me speak Spanish, they're like, how did you learn Spanish?
You were really paying attention in high school, weren't you?
Yeah.
So Jay Alvarez is Colombian. We
Yes.
talked a little bit about that. I lived in Colombia for a year, lived in Bogota, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Bogota.
Yep. Bogota got the little accent on the A. Yeah, I lived at, I won't get into it too much on the podcast, but I lived on 127 at Septima, right up against the mountain, if you've ever been down there. Oh, it was a lot of fun. It's also a lot of hard work down there, but
If I've ever been to Colombia, no.
it's good. It's out of Miami.
never-
It's only about $200, 3-hour flight. You're there. It's nice. It's
I've
not
never
bad.
left Florida my whole life.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I went into Georgia for like an hour to pick somebody up and come back. But other
You're
than
like, whoa,
that,
I left the state line.
I tell people that I went to the Keys once and I went in the water, but that's as far
Far south. You ever been?
out of Florida I've been. Yeah.
It's fun. It's not too expensive to go, at least to Colombia. I worked there for a year, so I know that trip real
You should
well.
at least go on a cruise.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I never liked, like, what do you do on a cruise?
Everything. You're never bored.
And
There's
nothing.
not even enough time to do everything.
My favorite part about a cruise is you leave your cell phone in the room. You have no contact with the outside world, no distractions, and it's so stress-free. Except unless you have your kids. If you have your kids there, then it's stressful the whole time.
No, it's not. You don't even see your kids. They go off to the kids' camp, and you don't even get to see them anymore.
I wouldn't go on a cruise with my kids.
Leave
Oh,
them
I guess
at
it was
home.
like a Disney cruise or something, I guess. I don't know.
Or you can bring your friends from work on the cruise, and he can bring his wife, and then, you could... Oh, no, that's another podcast. No, I'm sorry.
All right.
Well, hey, that's a fucking good list, man. That's I was half expecting, as a stand-up comedian, for you to bring something like that to the show, so that was spot on. That was perfect.
I had a few other options, but I was like, I was going to do top 10 ska bands, and then I was like, I'd just be doing that for me.
I'm into all of it. I played trombone for through high school.
I did too.
Really?
Yeah.
Small world. Yeah, but I'm not Latin. I'm maybe Jewish.
I was terrible at trombone. I played, but I was horrible. I played it for like 7 years, and I never got the hang of it. It was horrible.
I had fun with it, but I discovered pussy, and that kind of ended my whole...
Started playing that instead.
Yeah, that ended my whole desire to play a musical instrument.
I smoked weed out of my trombone in my
Holy
senior year.
shit.
I put aluminum foil in the mouthpiece and poked holes in it, put the weed there, and then lit it. Just put the lighter over the mouthpiece, and then when you pull the slide, it sucks it down, so it burns it.
Created a gravity bong out of your trombone?
You just pull it, and you pull it all the way so the slide comes off, and then you just you put your hand on the bottom and just suck it through.
Not that I would know what a gravity bong is, because my clearance would prohibit me from doing stuff like that. All right. Well, cool. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So this will release this coming Thursday. So check it out. Download, subscribe, tell a friend, the whole 9 yards. You know how that goes. Check us out on Facebook.com/thetwisted10. Let's get some plugs out again for Gallows Humor Podcast and for your stand-up. So Gallows Humor Podcast on what? iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, all of the typical locations, and soon to be also on Google Play Music Podcasts. And down in Melbourne and or Palm Bay, there's 2 locations for Old School Pizza
Yep.
Yeah. When's your next show? Your next show is going to be this coming Saturday?
Saturday, August 6th at 9 p.m. at the FIT location of Old School Pizza. I do a show every week, and they alternate from the FIT location on Saturday, and then like next week on Friday, I'll have one at the Melbourne, the Mel High, across from Mel High, which they call the Midtown location. But yeah, if you look for me, Ray Brito, on Facebook, I post about it all the time. So
okay, cool.
I post the dumb flyers and shit with Super Mario. Look for that.
Well, we hope to have you back up in the studio for both the podcasts, both for Twisted 10 and Living Vicariously, if you ever want to come back up here.
Yeah, awesome.
We'd love to have you up. All right. Well, on behalf of the folks here at the Twisted 10, my name's Adam.
Oh, I'm Andrea Joy.
Wake up, Andrea.
Show.
You've been talking in the show. And our guest, Mr. Ray Brito.
I'm the guest.
Be our guest. Be our guest.
You and Tach show.
No Tach tonight, though.
I murdered him. He's
Tach,
dead.
You've been replaced.
You've been murdered.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.